Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys is another movie review. We're taking a bit of a deep break. I want to say deep dive, but we're taking a deep dive into a different spy franchise. Today we're reviewing the new movie Argylle, which I think is based on a book, which is based on a movie, which is that movie is based on a book, but whatever. So this is from the Kingsman director and of course X-Men First Class and other things, Matthew Vaughn, who is one of my favorite, if not my favorite director. I think he is one of the best directors around for action, and this film is no different. But before we get into the movie review itself, I want to tell you guys to go and see this freaking movie in theaters, okay? Please. I cannot tell you how many times good movies have not been seen by people because they're either stupid and they just listen to the horrible reviews, or they just are lazy. I don't know, but it happened with Dial of Destiny, it happened with the Marvels, it happened with so many good movies, and it's also happening with Argylle. No one is seeing this movie, and for some ungodly reason, nobody likes this movie. I know reviews and movies are subjective, but I freaking love this movie. Now, there is a massive spoiler, which I'm not going to say now. I'm going to save until the end of the review. And I'm not going to ruin the film now because I do want you to go out and watch it. But basically, if you've seen the trailers for Argylle, it's kind of a spy movie, spy action, thriller, comedy. Kind of think, you know, Kingsman, but PG-13. And it definitely isn't for children. I know PG-13 isn't, but this is basically an R-rated movie without the blood. Like, there are headshots galore, but there's no blood. That's basically all they're doing here. But it's a really funny, action-packed film, which I didn't expect. You know, I expected that, but I didn't expect it to have such a hit. You know, I mean, such a powerful punch. Because when you watch the trailers for Argylle, you see, okay, there's Henry Cavill's in there, and Dua Lipa or something. I kept calling her Dua Lipa. I don't know who the hell she is. I know she's hot, and I guess she's a singer, maybe? I have no idea who she is, really. Maybe she's a singer. I don't know. She's in this. John Cena's in it. Bryce Dallas Howard's in it. And there's a cat, which is sometimes real, but most of the time CGI. Because, you know, they're not going to actually throw a cat off a building. At least I wouldn't think they would. But there's a lot of crazy stuff in this movie. And then you watch the movie, and basically none of it is what's going on. Now, I'm not going to ruin the movie, but I will tell you, because I was talking with a friend, and I'll tell you right now, that if you saw the trailers and thought, oh, cool, Henry Cavill spy movie, like that one movie he was in, or, you know what, it's not that. Okay? Don't look up spoilers, and try not to get spoiled. I will not ruin it for you here. But it is not like the trailer. To quote Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, this is not going to go the way you think. Because this movie, it sounds cringy, but it truly subverted my expectations like Last Jedi, but like that movie in the best effing way possible. This movie is literally, there are so many holy shit movies in this film, holy shit moments in this movie. It's insanity. It truly is. It is nuts. Because you think something's going to happen, and then there's a twist. And then I'm sitting there and I'm smiling and I'm having fun. There's jokes and there's action scenes and there's a really, really good plot with really good writing. Nothing woke. You know, really good, you know, layering. You know, think of like Shrek with layers and onions. It's like that. There are layers upon layers of storytelling in this film. And again, try your best not to get ruined because this film truly does differ from that. And it, you know, diverges from that trailer. So if you watch the trailer and go, oh, it's Henry Cavill and Bryce Dallas Howard and Sam Rockwell, and there's a kitten. I mean, that's, yeah. Okay, that stuff is in the movie. But so much of the story is kind of, you know, different from what you see in the trailer in the best way possible. And it's just a crazy good time. I mean, you know, Samuel L. Jackson, Sofia Boutella or whatever, you know, from Kingsman. There are so many, you know, people in this movie, and they're all really well written, well acted. The action scenes are good. Again, think of the Kingsman movies. Maybe not as good as Kingsman and Kingsman Golden Circle. I'd say it's maybe on par with, like, a little better than The King's Man. I really do enjoy The King's Man. I think it's a really good prequel. I think it needs more love. But now that Disney officially owns Kingsman, we'll get to it. We'll get to it in the end. But basically, think of that franchise with the crazy action and the subversive comedy and the, I don't want to say raunchy humor because it is PG-13. They only say the F word once. So there's not like 80 uses of it like in Kingsman. And there's really no crazy blood or gore. But the action, the way it's filmed and shot is back for this. And there's some crazy stuff, which is really, really exciting. Again, I thought it was going to end, and then it just keeps going. Like, it goes from one set piece to another, and then you think this is the final battle, and then it keeps going, and then there's another thing. It's like the 5th or 6th act, and it just keeps everything going. But in a good way, you know what I mean? It's a very entertaining and high-octane, energetic film, and it really is just a thrill ride, man. Like, it's a fun-ass movie. It's probably the most fun I've had in a movie in 2024, because, yeah, I'm going to be straight up, it's the only movie I've seen in 2024. But if that wasn't the case, it'd still be the most fun movie of 2024 because it's a really fun, entertaining movie. There are twists. Think of it, you know, obviously Kingsman, but Mission Impossible. I haven't seen any of the James Bond films, but I'm assuming it's like that. And don't worry about Mission Impossible reviews. Rogue Nation will be coming soon. I plan on watching that Monday night. With school and all that kind of got in the way, but still, we're going to be tackling those again. But think of the, you know, spy movie. If Mission Impossible is the most grounded and, you know, gritty and realistic take on that, again, I haven't seen James Bond. Kingsman is like the crazy, you know, wacky, you know, coked up brother, but this film, Argylle, is literally like that times 10. And that's the point. It's crazy, and it's funny, and it's a little wacky at times, and some of the shit just doesn't make sense. You know, how is this cat alive? Or how is this happening? But it somehow, in some way, still works, and it's endearing, and it's sincere in its approach, and it's really, really creative. It is a seriously creative movie, and I don't want to ruin it, because there's a plot point that I want to mention that is going to kind of ruin it, but it's a really creative, and again, it tries to subvert and kind of flip the spy genre on its freaking head, basically, and they end up doing that. It's a really funny movie that, again, has that multi-layer storytelling where I'm watching it and I'm like, there's a lot of twists happening with this character and with this character, but somehow, and again, some way, it all connects and it works. And some critics are saying it's too effing confusing. I guess they're stupid, because I'm a 4.0 student in college, and I understood it pretty damn easy. Again, I paid attention in the movie, and I promise if you actually watch this film and pay attention, and you're not like on your phone or whatever, it makes sense. You don't need to think about it. This is not like the Star Wars sequels, where you have to just, you know, oh, why did that character, oh, I guess that makes sense, because it's a straight up movie, but again, you could get confused, because there's a lot of twists. It's not as, you know, misleading and confusing as Mission Impossible 1, for example, where just stuff is happening and I'm like, this kind of confused and a little wonky. The storytelling is so tight, the writing is so good, the action is so easy to follow that by the time you get to the end credits, you're like, oh, damn, that was crazy. Like, it went by really fast. And again, it all makes sense, and it's a really fun, epic movie, really funny moments. If I had to come up with some negatives, maybe the cat, Alfie, I guess, doesn't look great all the time. You can tell it's a CGI cat, but again, that's part of the charm. There's literally a moment where the cat winks at the camera. Like, I mean, that's classic Matthew Vaughn, but it's really effing stupid. And obviously, a cat wouldn't. I don't think a cat's ever winked at me. Maybe Cashmere winked at me when he was still alive. Maybe one time. I don't think Tanner's ever winked. Tanner's a dog, but still, if I'm really nitpicking here, I guess the third act, or like the fourth act, has maybe a little bit of like green screen, I guess, but I'm really struggling here, man. I genuinely don't understand what the critics don't like. I'm not really going to look into it because I don't really care. All that matters is what I think, and that should go with you too. I mean, obviously watch me, but if you don't agree with me, that's fine. I'm not telling you to agree with me. I happen to love this movie. I don't understand why people don't like it, and I genuinely don't understand why people are not seeing it. It's a fun, badass action spy movie that is just a freaking blast. You know what I mean? It's not perfect. It's not like the best movie of all time, but I'm sitting there in the theater watching it, and I'm genuinely thinking to myself, I'm like, this might be the most fun, stylish, and just, like I said, badass spy movie of all time. And you know how much I love the Kingsman franchise, man. I love that franchise to death. I love all three of those Kingsman films, and they better make more. But still, I'm excited to see that Matthew Vaughn is still doing spy films, and it's a real friggin' shame no one's seeing it, and apparently no one likes it. I loved it. I'm going to give Argylle an A. I genuinely didn't know what to expect. I saw the trailers, and I said, alright, I like Matthew Vaughn, I like Kingsman, I'll give it a shot. And I heard it was shit, and I walked in the movie, and I'm like, What are the critics doing death sticks? Like, are they on spice? Because this is insane. It's a great movie, and I highly recommend you go see this in theaters. Don't wait till it's on Blu-ray or streaming. Just go out to the theater and watch this movie. Now, I'm going to end the video here for people that haven't seen it. I am going to spoil something right now. Not really a spoiler, because it's all over the internet. Like, really, if you just Google Argylle, it's all over the Google. So I don't really want to say it's a spoiler, but it is a post-credit scene. But still, I'm going to mention it real quick, so you're warned. The end of this movie blew my mind even more than what the movie actually did. So I'm sitting there in the theater, I'm like, alright, this is a cool-ass movie, I'm eating my popcorn, you know, I'm like, this is cool. And then, boom, post-credit scene. And the first thing you see is a pub, you know, like a bar, a building, that says, The King's Man on it. And I quite literally said, oh my god, they're doing it out loud. I wanted to curse, be like, holy fuck, but I couldn't because I'm in a public theater. But I was like, oh my god, they're doing it. This movie, Argylle, which wasn't marketed as a Kingsman movie, is officially confirmed by the director, Matthew Vaughn, to be a canon Kingsman movie. Yes, Argylle takes place within the Kingsman universe. It's all connected. Now, it's not called Argylle, a Kingsman story, or Kingsman Argylle. It's just Argylle. The entire movie has nothing to do with Kingsman. Nothing. It's its own thing. And then, boom, right at the end, they confirm that this film is set in the Kingsman universe, and I literally almost pooped my pants, because I love the Kingsman movies, and it just made the movie that much cooler. Like, as soon as that happened, I wanted to sit back down and rewatch the whole movie, now knowing that this film takes place in the Kingsman universe. And yeah, Matthew Vaughn did say that this film is going to be getting, I mean, I doubt it because it's making no freaking money, but if we're all singing Kumbaya here, this movie would get a spin-off, and it's literally a part of the Kingsman. So you get Kingsman, the Secret Service, Golden Circle, The King's Man, and Argylle. 4 movies in this franchise, and what's baffling to me is that if Matthew Vaughn marketed this film in the trailers as a Kingsman universe movie, this movie would have gotten more people to watch it. So, I don't understand it. Like, it's a really sick reveal. Like, it's a really ballsy thing to do. To be like, hey, this movie's part of the Kingsman universe, but we're only telling you that if you actually watch the movie to its fullest extent. If they put that in the marketing, I swear to God, people would have saw it more, you know? But it's completely crazy to me that they actually managed to do that. Again, very ballsy move, and I really didn't see that coming. And yeah, there you go. Argylle is canon to the Kingsman franchise. It's all connected, and that's really, really cool. Kind of like how the Evil Dead franchise has all these different spin-offs and movies, but yet they're all still canon to the same universe through the book. Same thing here. This is still canon, just, you know, they're going to be expanding it more as these films, you know, continue. If they do continue, because of course we saw it with Fantastic Beasts. You know, that movie I don't think is ever going to get a 4th film. We've seen it in a few different franchises, and I really, really freaking hope that we get more Kingsman films. I want to see Kingsman 3, which is apparently called The Blue Blood, and I also really want to see, you know, what they do with this Argylle franchise, because, man, what I saw so far was epic. I can't wait to get it on Blu-ray, and now knowing that it's officially part of the Kingsman universe is really, really awesome. So, again, not really a spoiler, because it's all over the internet. They just, as soon as the movie came out, I guess they just got, oh shit, we better tell people. Please see my movie. It's part of Kingsman. You know what I mean? I guess that's what they did. But yeah, man, I was pumped up throughout the whole movie, and then that just made it even better. I'm not trying to sound biased, but yeah, I do love the Kingsman universe. I'm not saying that you know, influenced my final review score, because the movie in and of itself, even if it wasn't connected to Kingsman, would still be a fantastic film. You know, not perfect. I had 1 or 2 baby issues, but it's a really fun movie, and I can't wait to get it on Blu-ray, and I really hope Matthew Vaughn finds some success with this, because I want to see it continue. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.